The trail of your blood in the snow. I remember clearly what happened that fateful day. Your attacker caught us by surprise. That was the last time you ever spoke to me. The attacker was swift, and he moved through the cold winter air like a ninja. When I saw the knife, I ran. I cowered away and left you with a psycho. I caused this. It's all my fault. I ran so far I couldn't even see your silhouette in the blizzard. I still kept running. I ran so far that the sounds of your screams had dissipated. I still kept running. I ran only far enough that I knew I couldn't be found, but that was too far. I then ran back into danger. I ran back, but I still couldn't hear you. I ran back to see a horizontal shadow. Then I saw you. You're on the ground as blood spewed out of your chest. Then you spoke to me for the last time. Make sure he's gone, you said as you blinked twice frantically. Make sure he can't hurt you. Your eyes then shut and didn't open. I tried to wake you, but I couldn't. I called 911, and they arrived quickly. You were strong, and you survived the whole trip to the hospital. You endured, and you survived, but you would never reach the same state you were once in. I speak to you now wondering if you can hear me, wondering if you're somewhere inside that lifeless corpse in front of me. I know that the blood is on my hands. More importantly, I know that your blood is on my hands. I hope that if your soul still exists on this mortal plane, that you may forgive me for even the unforgivable cowardice in which I have committed. If not, then I hope that they will come back for me to deliver the fate that I have so unjustly avoided. Things were going really well with my girlfriend, and after many years of us dating, I proposed. It was the happiest moment of our lives. We were excited to get married, and we were already making plans for our future left and right. I started looking for homes, while she started shopping for dresses. By the end of the day, we'd found a beautiful house in a remote location that looked perfect for us. It was cheap, too. Without even touring the place, we bought it and made a toast to our new family. Before the unscheduled wedding, we moved in and started unpacking. We'd made the decision so fast that the original landlord hadn't even finished moving her stuff out. However, she was so pleased to see us. She was an old lady with a few wrinkles. She had pure white hair. She wore a blue skirt which was ripped slightly above the knee.
I'll pick up my stuff next week. It's our new house,
she said as she made a quick dash to the door. This should have set off some sort of red flag in our minds, but we were too obsessed with our future to even care about some weird lady. We finished unpacking in less than 2 hours and went to bed, awaiting a new day of happiness. It was 1:35 a.m. when I was awakened by a noise. The lamp on the bedside was left on. My fiancée was sleeping peacefully as I crawled out of the bed. I walked toward the door as each footstep quietly slapped the wood floor. It was wide open, As I peered out, I noticed the oven door was also open. Suddenly, a black-gloved hand reached out from the oven toward a groove in the oven door. Its fingers inserted into the space as it began to pull up. As I watched the arm curl back, I felt a tingle in my nose. 300 pounds of snot shot straight onto my arm as I desperately tried to clean it and hide simultaneously. The hand pressed against the glass as it swung open slowly. I stepped once toward the desk next to the bed. I needed to get my pocket knife. I looked back as somebody began crawling out of the oven. I took another step. Creak! Bad idea. I looked back to see the shadow of the man pursuing me. Without a thought, I advanced toward the closet and quickly but quietly shut the door behind me. I peered through the gap between the sliding door as the masked visage of the man was then visible. The gloved hand reached down toward the face of the divine being who I was to marry. The hand was placed under her chin, and its fingers wrapped around her cheeks as if they were choking the life out of her. Next to me lay my expensive wedding suit, and on the shelf above lay the ring. I was not going to let some lowlife harass my future wife. Get out of my house, you creep! I ran out as the criminal stood with his hand still in place. As luck would have it, my fiancée's eyes shot open as I screamed. She grabbed the lamp next to her and shattered it straight in his face. His hand shook as I pounced and fell off the bed. I could see a faint red blood stain on his formerly black glove. I tried to hold him down, but before we could call the police, he pushed me off and cowered back to the oven. He stared with a hateful look as he closed the door and slithered down into his cave.
He's coming for me,
Barry says faintly as he shakes Bruce by his upper arms.
He wants to kill me, and there's no stopping him. I can't outrun him forever because he's got too much endurance, and the boy can carry 30 pounds on his back like it's nothing.
Bruce breathes heavily.
Who's the kid? He's got to have a name, right? We can report him to the police.
Barry huffs out the words.
He's Butch McMahon. Handsome kid. Got long, flowing blonde hair. So long, it's even visible with his tattered Mets baseball cap. He stands out in the crowd not only because of its worn cap, but also due to his large, baggy sweatpants. Bruce gasps. He shakes as his bent finger aims behind Barry. At the end of the hall, the light gleams on Butch's stunning facial features. His flawless cheekbones are the most apparent part of the visage, as they behold the absolute perfection of his being. The chin is broad but not chubby to complement the rosy cheeks. His gracious flowing hair completely distracts from the dirty school floors and the graffiti on the lockers, but his eyes glow green like poison or nuclear waste as he emits his contagious laugh, and his hand clutches tightly to his switchblade as he shrieks, "Time to bleed!"